Good afternoon. This is my book, and this is where I put all of my reviews in. Cabaret was in the Old Town Playhouse, and I'll read a few words for you. Cabaret, a rambunctious, titillating, and socially insightful musical, opened at the Old Town Playhouse under the brilliant direction of Brian Dungjen. It's the Oscar and Tony Award-winning musical play, masterfully scripted by Joe Masteroff, and commonly witty lyrics by Fred Ebb. The birth of Cabaret originated in Paris, France during 1881. It soon was the Parisians' rave by artists, writers, painters, prostitutes, and homosexuals. Cabaret entrenched its roots in Germany at the turn of the century and eventually established itself in 1920s Berlin. This is where this magnificent musical play begins.
I'm with Brian Dungjen, the director of Cabaret here at the Old Town Playhouse. Hey Brian, what is this play all about?
Wow, what isn't it about? It's about the decadence of the Weimar Republic in the 1920s and the Depression turning into fervor for Nazism. It's about relationships between men and women. It's about relationships between people in society. It's about all sorts of different things. Too many to mention all at one time. So.
You see, the last show that you directed here was Rocky Horror, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, this is somewhat similar. It's a little similar in some respects, isn't it?
It is, actually. A lot of the stuff that happens inside the club within the show is very decadent and very reminiscent of some of the themes from the Rocky Horror Show. On the other hand, it's a completely different turnaround because a lot of the subject matter and the complete underlying theme is a lot scarier.
I think most people have seen the movie with Liza Minnelli and Michael York in the 1972 version of Cabaret. How is this stage play different from the movie? Or perhaps it's not?
Wow. It's been a while since I've actually seen the movie, but there are characters and subplots that are in the movie that are not in the stage play. It's cut down quite a bit. That
you don't have any trains in this production.
We have two scenes on trains, yes.
Oh, great.
Yeah. You don't see the whole train. You see just one compartment of a train and then half of a compartment of the train. And those are very abbreviated. But the comparisons between the movie, I think it's a lot different of an animal. I didn't really care for the movie that much, but having directed the show, I love the musical stage show a lot better.
You know, I saw the movie version just a little while ago, and you know, I didn't really care for it that much either. The stage setting of the Kit Kat Klub in the movie was just a little too sterile for me. It didn't have the seediness, you know, that real Cabaret had back in those days.
That might have been a function of the time frame in which the movie was made. I don't know.
I believe so. They didn't want to discourage too many ticket holders.
Right.
The play first came out in 1966, and that was during the Vietnam era. So, do you think that that was maybe one of the motivations for Cabaret being created in the first place?
Wow, that's going back, and I couldn't really speak to that. What I can speak to, on the other hand, is the world that we live in today, and a lot of what we discuss as a people today in regard to war, national pride, security issues, rights being taken away, maybe, etc., are very much involved with this show as it exists now. It's interesting looking at things that a lot of civil libertarians or anybody would worry about today in the society in which we live, and our worries and and the people in Germany at the time had to worry about that led to the rise of the Nazis, because it was a very comforting thing to have a strong government in power, and that's exactly what they promised, is a strong government with peace and security, and you're going to have your rightful place in the world. And you could look at today and see the same thing happening.
It sounds as if this is definitely not a dated play. This is very contemporary with what you're saying.
I believe it is, yes, very much so.
So it's going to be going up November 2nd through the 24th. What is it about this play that you think that they would really enjoy about this production?
The music and the choreography are spectacular. The storyline is great, and we have some fantastic acting, but the people who put together the choreography together with the music did a great job, and it's just a lot of fun to watch.
In comparison to Rocky, I know that every production, there's a sweet memory to every play that a director directs. How is this different from your experience in Rocky?
Well, at that time, I was newly married, and we were expecting our first child. This time through.
And now you have a
half a
dozen.
Ways down the road, and we have somebody who's 19 months old tagging along with me quite a bit at the time. But the circumstances to me coming into this were different, and wow, I have 900 answers for you there, but
how's the cast?
Beautiful.
Are you pleased with the cast?
That's the one thing, and maybe it's the one thing I do right as a director, is I cast really well. And everybody that I've ever cast in a show has been a joy to work with, and this one is no exception. These people are fantastic, talented, and just a lot of fun.
Fantastic, Brian. Thank you so much, man. I can't wait until I come tomorrow night and watch the show.
Excellent. Thank you.
Thanks a lot.
Look forward to seeing you.
You bet.